Hi, I'm Dan Poole from Crepes for Change. Crepes for Change is a social enterprise in the form of a crepe cart roaming Melbourne streets, markets and festivals, with 100% of the profits going to alleviating youth homelessness in Australia. Actually, there's a similar organisation called Street that was founded in Melbourne. They started with a few coffee carts in Federation Square in Melbourne, with all of the profits going to youth homelessness. And I used to always study when I was in high school at State Library and go to Street in Melbourne Central for coffee. And I just loved their idea. I wanted to be part of that too. I feel like I'm at the age where I can really contribute. I'm still living with my parents. I don't have the constraints of having to pay rent every week. And so I feel like it's my time to make a positive difference. Well, actually, when I first came up with the idea for Crepes for Change, I was imagining it being very small scale, like a really tiny crepe cart on the side of the road. But as I started talking to people, more people were interested in the idea and interested in getting involved, and so it kind of just grew organically into something different. And we just launched our crowdfunding campaign through Chuffed, and lots of people have been getting on board, getting in contact, saying how they like it, and more importantly, pledging money to the cause. So it's going well so far. I imagine Crepes for Change as being a portable, basically like a food truck that can go around to every festival in Melbourne and can be, an icon of Melbourne, that people can identify with and being like, that's Crepes for Change, that's something that's doing good for the people of Melbourne and for the people of Australia. Well, I mean, the big issue is youth homelessness in Australia, and I felt like it's sort of one thing to just throw money at the problem, but I also wanted to make a difference in another way, and because we've got a different facet of Crepes for Change, which is not only dedicating all of the profits to youth homelessness, but we're going to create a program where we can bring in homeless kids or kids at risk of homelessness, or just disadvantaged kids in general, to a training program where we can teach them the basics of hospitality. We're going to have coffees as well as crepes, and teach them some coffee skills so they can get a job in any cafe in Melbourne. Well, I say to everybody when they have ideas that the hardest part is starting, and that's so true, and that was the hardest part for me as well, but also the most important part. But I feel like I had trouble just getting the idea out there and telling people about it, for having the fear that they might say that it's stupid or it's not going to work, or like, why would you do that? And then the second, probably biggest problem was getting people involved enough to actually pledge some money to get it going, getting it off the ground, and approaching sponsors is also another very scary thing. I think probably the initial positive feedback from people was what gave me the confidence to go out and approach other people, whether to get on board as volunteers or to approach sponsors, to give us some money or to help us spread the word. I think it was really just the first positive reception that gave me the confidence to do it. I think if you have a great idea, firstly, you have to start, and secondly, you have to get a good support network behind you. So find people who are like-minded, who share similar ideals as you, and get them involved and get them excited about it. Innovation Nation, are you in?